Hello, everybody. Oh, camera's not on. Hang on. Hello, everybody. We're back again. Is that even? That's not even in the same place as usual. Hang on, get up and close and personal with me. Uh, that's fine. It'll be okay. How are we all doing? How are we on this fine day today? What day? What is it? Is it Thursday? It's Thursday today. It's Thursday. Welcome back. We are going to be doing. I say we. I mean me. I am going to be grinding the OEM bikes a little bit. Now, we've attempted this in the past. It's not gone very well in the past. So I'm hoping that today we... What's the... That was weird. I'm not sure what all that flickering was about. So today, hopefully, it can go a little bit better. Speaking of which, Aiden has just popped into the stream, who is going to be... Aiden, I want you to know, by the way, you are the only reason that this stream is even a thing. Because I have to try and now practice to be able to beat you on the 28th. When's the 28th? 28th is going to be Saturday. So you're the reason that this stream's a thing, Aiden. Otherwise, I would just not bother until the day. However, I'm aware that you are a little bit fast on these OEM bikes at the moment, so now I also need to practice. Thankfully, I have been sent a setup by one of you lovely people, and I've tried it out, and it's got me feeling a little bit more comfortable than I have been on these bikes up until now. Setup I can't actually disclose, because they specifically asked me not to share it around yet, but it's at least given me, I want to say maybe like a little bit of consistency, at least. So what we're going to be doing today is there are 6 tracks. Well, if you've watched today's video, you'll know this anyway. But there are 6 tracks that are potentially going to be where the qualifying's happening for MX of Nations. So I'm just going to be practicing them 6 GP tracks. We're going to rotate between them probably a couple of times until I get fed up of each one and move on to the next one. And hopefully the goal is to more so get some more consistency down on these bikes, because I'm okay being a couple of seconds off pace. As long as I get some sort of a consistency going, we should be fine. What I've done as well, if you can hear, I hope the audio levels are all fine. I think the bike audio might be a little bit low looking at the audio mixer on the left, but I haven't changed anything. I've changed the sound of the KTM 450. Reason being is I feel like that was a big part of why I didn't like the KTM originally as well, is the sound didn't work for me. You know, it just wasn't very aggressive. It was quite low. It was like I couldn't work out what rev range I was in all the time. And yeah, I just prefer this. The sound that I've got on it now is I've taken the factory Suzuki sounds and rev limiter and moved them over to this bike. So a little bit more comfortability there. Hopefully it ends up being okay. We'll see how it goes. No, I've not downloaded the new... Oh my god, that jumped far. Holy moly. I've not downloaded the new muck-off gear yet. However, 327 has sent it in my DMs. No, I've not downloaded it just yet. Although, big fan of this retro gear. Really, really do enjoy it. Even to the point where how he's done the name and the number. I think the colours that he's used is really, really cool. I would genuinely love to own this in real life. Like this whole combo, I think it looks really, really nice. So, massive W there. Is it worth it to whip? Depends if you, like, are you on about whipping or are you on about scrubbing? Because scrubbing, yes, always worth it. You save a lot of time and speed. Whipping, not really. Whipping's just for style points. Yes, I'm a big fan of fluorescent gear as well, but less than I used to be. I used to like the whole thing being like fluorescent and in your face, but nowadays I like it being a bit more minimalist, where the fluorescent is an accent colour rather than the main colour. But yeah, big fan of this, and I like that I've been able to then accent it with the fluorescent gloves and the fluorescent boots as well. So all good, all good. One thing that I want to ask, by the way, so I'm trying to be more positive about these bikes today, and any like weird crashes or wobbly stuff that happens, I'll probably go and replay and try and work out what happened and why. But I want to ask, is it a general consensus that these things struggle at low speeds? Because I'm finding that the faster I try going on them, the easier they are. But then in like the slow speed stuff and really tight like 180 turns is where I struggle the most. Just in terms of just the bike not being weird. And I'm not sure if that's just still me trying to adjust them, or if that is just how they feel in general, if they're good at fast speeds and then struggle a bit more on the lower side. Yeah, we're gonna. I want to go for maybe like 2 hours or so today. I think we'll go for like 2 hours, and then depending on how much progress we've made, if I'm starting to feel a bit more comfortable, we'll either stop, or if I'm still down horrendous, we'll carry on a little bit more. Practice is indeed needed. Inside tight corners are really bad, not just me, and to be fair, that is from Aiden, who I know is quite a big fan of these bikes, so I'm happy to see that. Do you want to know one place where I really struggled? I recorded a video today, and I was on one of the OEM 250s. The very sharp left-right on Washougal / Washington, the stock one. I've really struggled in that. I could turn left just fine, then I really struggled to get the bike, then cranked back over to then go right afterwards. It was never smooth at all. It was very stuttery. It was like I was taking multiple corners instead of one. And I feel like part of that is just with the muscle memory, you know, like physically having to stand the bike up at slower speeds. Hello, Cole. You're right, my man. Welcome back to the stream. I'm all Gucci. Drag the rear brake. Oh, see, I've not tried that yet. Although my rear brake is on like a direct button. It's just on my left bumper, so it's not analog at all. So it might be a bit difficult to drag the brake without it locking me wheels up. This track is the MXGP of Germany. It's Tuischental. All the tracks I'm going to be doing today, they're all paid tracks. So if you have no interest in paid tracks, then it's probably not worth looking into. But yeah, all of these tracks are ones that were used in this year's MXGP season in the game. All created by Mr. JV. So it should be good fun. Hello, Leon. You're right, man. I did see your Discord message earlier, by the way. Just haven't got around to replying to it yet. There was a lot to take in. Lots of reading there. No, I don't race anymore, Jacob. I raced one time this year, but it's very rarely do I race. I usually just go out and about practicing when I can. Probably nothing for me for the rest of this year. The weather in the UK has just hit that time now where it's just miserable and cold and wet the entire time. So, going to be a no. We're going to ride Portugal? Probably not. I mean, it depends how quickly we get through the tracks that I have in mind. Unfortunately, Portugal is Portugal Agueda. I never know the correct pronunciations of these. Is Portugal Agueda? If so, then I actually wasn't the biggest fan of it at the time. I really wasn't. I'm not sure what it was. I couldn't get a flow going around that track. If I try trail braking around the corners. So, for any of you that are unaware, my left trigger that I'm pressing down now is both front brake and back brake at the same time. And then left bumper is just rear brake. I haven't got any button bound to just front brake. I don't feel like it's ever needed. So I can like try and smoothly drag the brakes, but it would be both brakes at the same time. And I'm not sure if I want to be dragging the front brake around the turn. I also don't want to have to go and change like entire, control setups just to experiment with a different cornering technique. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if I'm really struggling in corners and like flowing and making them one turn, then I'll look into it. But if it works anything like real life, I know when I was taking my motorbike test IRL to drive on the roads, they have you manoeuvring around cones, and they always advise that you have your foot slightly pressed down on the rear brake, not loads, but just a little bit to, I guess, kind of like lock your speed in place, so you're not like jolting forwards and backwards. So I guess it works as the same sort of premise as that. It's something that I used to do back on Sim. I used to drag the rear brake in a lot of corners on Sim, keep the bike more planted in the ruts. It's all right, Ollie. I've messaged. I've edited it slightly at just one or two settings, a couple of clicks in other directions, so it's not so extreme. But right now it feels okay. Honestly, there's bits that I struggle in here and there, but they're the same parts of the track that I struggle in every bike and every setup. So I don't think it's like a magical solution. And I know there's always going to be pros and cons. Like if you change one thing, it then makes something else worse or something else better. So for right now, I think my goal is to just hopefully try and get comfortable as it is. And then once I feel like I've reached my potential as it is, we'll go from there. Thank you very much, by the way, Reaper. I'm not sure if you saw my little up sign, but thank you very much for the 8 months. Crashes like that, I'm a little confused by. I mean, we may as well watch it. We've got time. Part of me, I feel like my body weight might have been lent over a bit far. So let's have a look to see the way the bike comes down. It turns to the... It's very odd how it turns to the left. Didn't expect that at all, because I feel like it should come back down straight, but then it's gone past that point and carried on turning. So I can see why I've crashed there. Just a little odd one. It's one of them things, because these bikes are so good at landing like massive overjumps now, I kind of expect it to get away with most things, and when it doesn't, it's like, oh, okay, what's that all about then? But we'll learn. We'll get our heads around it.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Oh my god, thank you very much, Cole. 9 months. Have I really had memberships on this channel for 9 months? That's great. Time flies. Time flies by. Thank you so much, everybody. I do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, well, I'm in good spirits today. I'm hoping that that will translate through over into the riding, and that we'll be able to get a nice flow going. One thing that I want to do, I don't want to just get literally stuck in a rut. I don't want to just keep taking the same lines each lap, every lap. I want to move about a little bit and try and find some comfortability on the bike overall. Thank you very much, Mascot. I struggle to, like, it's same as on Trentino as well, where you get a little step up into an inside rut. Struggle to get like the right angle on the takeoff to line up with the inside, so I always find myself overshooting it and going into the middle. And I thought I'd start on Germany here, because when we was actually doing the GP on this race, I really struggled around here. I'm not sure what it was, I just didn't flow around the track well, so I thought, you know what, if we can start off with the tracks I'm struggling on, and then if I can kind of go around these okay, then it's a good sign for the others. I think out of the 6 tracks that I'll be playing today, the one that I probably feel the most comfortable on, just straight away, would be Trentino, but that's only because I had to play it recently for one of the qualifying rounds for the LAN event. So it's still kind of in my memory, still ingrained in there. Oh, that was a weird one. I'm surprised that came back. Struggling with scrubbing. Whips, I'm okay. Sometimes they just don't seem to come back around how I'd expect. Like the back wheel comes back at a weird angle, so it won't follow like a circular path, it'll just drop out of the sky. But with scrubs, I'm not sure. There's something that I'm not quite getting, where I either will barely scrub at all, or if I then try and do a tiny bit more, it fully like washes out from under me. I'm struggling to find a nice middle ground where the scrubs save me time, and so they're not just for show, but then I also don't do a barrel roll. That's difficult. Yeah, I'm the opposite. I feel very detached from the bike in scrubs now. I used to be pretty confident with them. Confident on the factory bikes in scrubbing, but I've not worked out the OEM scrubs yet. Yeah, I feel like there, I don't feel like it would be that big of a whip, but it just shot out from underneath me there, which caused me to crash because it ended up being a lot bigger than I expected it to be. Hello Ian, you're right, man. Day's good. Day is absolutely fine. I recorded a video today which involves 2 cameras. Very exciting. Not going up on the OnlyFans, unfortunately. It is still related to YouTube, but that'll be going up tomorrow, which I hope you all enjoy. A little bit of a different concept, but one of the things I can do now that we have a face cam. These bikes are very fast. I will say that. I was messing about on some Supercross earlier. I think it was Houston, and there's a big rhythm section in the middle on Houston where you hit like a quad, and I really struggled last year in Supercross to hit that, but I was just hitting it every single lap, no problem, on these bikes. I've done exactly the same thing again. Same time my videos always go up. I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but whenever the videos usually go up in your time, that's when it'll be going up tomorrow. Oh, hold on, dear. No, I don't think it. Things like that confuses me, because that felt fine, and then all of a sudden it just wasn't anymore. Yeah, I don't think the setup warrants an entire video for itself. Oh, so the back end slipped a little bit, and then I don't know. Front end knife there. One thing that I'm still unsure about as well is 90 or 80 front end. I found that if I have the 80 on, I think 80s have more grip than 90s. But in like flat corners, I feel like the bike just doesn't turn with 80 because it's got so much grip. It's almost like it becomes front wheel drive. Then it like pulls me forwards rather than to the side and going around. So I'm rocking the 90 for now, and it's doing me okay. I mean, I have some moments like that where it will wash out on me unexpectedly. I feel like that's part of the learning process, is trying to find the limits. Oh, God. Exactly that same jump there, just trying to get that inside rut smoothly. Pushing my right stick inwards is my sit down, so anytime it turns blue is when I'm sitting down. Anytime it's not blue, I am stood up. Oh. Yeah, just tag my handlebars on the inside there. Causing me to wobble about all over the place. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I qualified for the LAN event. I didn't have to go to the final round of it. I had enough points to qualify anyway. So yeah, we're in. So I believe I'm going. I need to sort out flights and stuff. The people that organise the event themselves will be contacting the top 10 to sort out flights, so I'm just waiting on that. I suppose one thing that I try and make a conscious effort to do every now and then is stand up more in corners, because it stops a lot of the wonkiness from happening. But then, for some reason, it just kind of disappears and I'll start sitting down a lot again. And I wonder if I need to reincorporate that into riding on these bikes, if it will help me in the turns. More so in like the deep ruts. You know, in the skinnier ruts, there's really no need. And in the deeper ruts that sometimes have hooks in them, standing up does seem to be the way to go. It feels like, at least, I mean, compared to last time that I tried properly to ride these, I feel like I'm going faster and doing so a little bit more consistently. The LAN event is on the 11th. I think we fly out on the 10th and probably come home on the 12th. And then we've got 2 nights in the hotel. So yeah, probably fly out on the 10th, like enjoy the event / do the event on the 11th, and then stay the night on the 11th and fly home on the 12th is my guess. I don't know that's set in stone. It's very nice that even if you finish in dead last, you still get another prize, another reward out of it. Oh god, I did not mean to be in second gear there. Oh god, we've overjumped it again. Oh, that is such a tiny jump for how much speed you come up to. I'm always shocked that they keep it like that, IRL. I don't know if I've ever tried the inside here properly. Now I see why. There's not really any point. You don't get a good drive for the straight at all afterwards. Yeah, like there, I stood up at the exit of that corner and I felt like it was a lot more planted. Like there's no need for me to sit down there. I can stand up in corners like that as well. It just feels a little bit sketchier on them smaller ones. Standing up will be your friend, though. The rougher the track is, the more you should stand up, even in the corners. Same as if a moto has... Well, if a server's set to higher road and you're in a moto, the deeper you get into it, the more and more standing up helps as well. I'm not sure if it's visible compared to last time, or if anyone can even remember last time, but definitely feels a lot more comfy. Stand up in that one. I did want to go inside there, but I accidentally turned too much coming out the corner, so it didn't line me up where I wanted to go. Low speed scrubs I struggle with a lot now. I feel like you almost end up doing like a dead sailor in the air, like you lose your momentum and you're a bit of a passenger. Jumps like this as well. Let's get careful up and over that. Outside, I believe, is still the fastest out here. We'll rail that. Try not to scrub this too hard because it's got a very sharp takeoff, which can sometimes cause the bike to step out from underneath you. And careful. I don't think I've actually tried the KX250, the OEM one. Can't lie to you. Yeah, I don't think I've touched it yet. Oh. I just didn't turn. I need to turn earlier. I don't know, I couldn't tell you why I sit every time I land a jump. Don't think you have to. Just habit. If anything, I think sitting down would cause you to bounce more, because then you're limiting how much suspension you've got if you're taking your legs out of the equation. The bouncing is all to do with how you land first. Like if you landing back real first whilst leaning forwards will always give you less bouncing. Something I've always done on sim as well, sitting down when I come into land. Maybe part of me feels like it's to get on the power harder. Maybe I feel like you spin more when you stood up compared to sat down. But there's no reason for it. There's no logic behind it. It's not a conscious thing that I do. I just do it. I'll go around this hump. Is that any better? I mean, it's good. You just end up jumping that single way too far. I also feel like this is a pretty pointless outside, isn't it? Yeah, it just doesn't set you up very well for the next corner. One thing that's a little bit odd to me is for the qualifying event, they've got Earn A on there as well for one of the qualifying events, which I don't understand. Like, I'm not sure. I know we're getting a new Earn A anyway. I'm not sure why that's one of the possible 6 rounds that it'll be, especially as we're already having St. Jean as one of the other tracks as well. I mean, this has felt like a pretty solid lap. You know, it's not setting the world alight. It's not setting world records or anything. But if I can do laps like that consistently, I'll be pretty happy. I don't think I've ever downsided this tabletop well. I never know how fast I'm meant to go. Get a double upshift in the air. Why not? Scrub that bad boy. Scrub that bad boy. Hug this a little bit tighter. Yeah. There's no point going a million miles an hour around the outside there, just because you have to slam on the brakes for the wall anyway. Oh my god. Yeah, again, I'm guessing my handlebars just hit the inside, but it's so difficult because you've got to crank these bikes over so far to get the damn thing to turn. But it's like how the margin for error in corners like that is so small. No, probably not. The lines I take on this track are the fast lines. But I've already been through a whole practice qualifying race session on these earlier in the year, so I know what lines are faster. It's just a case of me hitting them fast, which is what I'm struggling with at the moment. One thing that these bikes don't do very well is turning on bumps, so I suppose a lot of the lines these days end up going to be railing the outside as hard as you can. Otherwise the front wheel just steps out. There you go, there's Germany. Won't get that whip background. See, that I don't know how I've landed that one, but some of the other tiny overjumps I've done, I didn't land. I want to see what the bike looked like when I landed this. Like how much of an angle it was at. See, I feel like that's more... Yeah, I don't get that. I'm not sure how I've landed that one, but then the one on the massive like hill jump earlier in the lap, I've crashed on a couple times. So no, I don't know. Yeah, I've got no need to use quick shift. I know that it's a thing on the KTM's, but I don't shift it enough to warrant it. So we've done Germany. Should we do a bit of St. Jean? Like, I never got to do the race on St. Jean. I was going away visiting my girlfriend before, and JB sent me an early version of it so I could do it for a video. Favourite GP track? It used to be probably like Lommel or Sardinia, you know, one of the really sandy ones. I don't enjoy those tracks as much now, unfortunately, where the bikes have been updated. So it's hard. I generally don't know. There's a lot of good ones. Yeah, spin some laps around here. See how this does me. I've done a couple of laps on here last night, so the track layout itself is fresh in my memory. Quite a difficult one. A lot of up and down hills. Have I tried cusses? I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe not. Probably not. Probably not. I'm going to end up concentrating so hard. So my plan is to end up live streaming these qualifiers. Probably going to add a bunch of unneeded pressure to me that I don't really need, but I feel like it'll be a good streaming experience. I'm always torn between whether I should stream things like that or just record it and turn it into a video. But I imagine people will want to see that in action. One thing that I think JV's done very well on this track is having intersecting lines. Like majority of corners, it's got an inside that leads to the outside or an outside that leads to the inside. He's just done a really good job of it. Want to watch that. That is exactly what I was talking about on the last track, where you can't really turn on braking bumps on these bikes because the front end goes away from you. I want to see how severe it was. Oh, it was more so from the bump before it, to be honest. It rebounded and the front end turned quite high. Oh, I'll let that one off. A weird little bounce when I landed. Keegums was probably my least favourite out of the sandy tracks, to be honest. Couldn't tell you why. Just, I don't know. I think when I played it, it was on a 250. I don't know if I've tried it properly on a 450 yet. It might ride completely differently.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Oh my lord. Front end's trying to go on me again. God. Yeah, again, I think that's just the handlebars hitting the banking on the inside, but I'm not sure how I'm meant to get the bike lent over enough to turn around the corner if I don't go that tight. It's, unfortunately, I think a lot of people have started doing this as well, is we're then forced to just go further and further outside, and it ends up being who can route all of the outsides the hardest. A lot of the insides don't end up being viable anymore, just because of the handling. Always struggle with downside on this jump properly as well. That was quite nice that time. Couldn't get away for Alan the outside. None of the maps in this stream are going to be free maps. None of them at all. I've not taken that outside much at all. I usually just end up filtering into the inside there, but it's not bad. Just not sure if I'm a fan of going into the left-hander quite tight on the inside. No, I think the hitboxes are right, because when you go into replay, you see the handlebars hit the ground. I'm not sure if it's like a disconnect between first person and third person, but when I'm riding in first and I turn, it doesn't look like the handlebars hit the ground in first, but when you go into the replay and watch it, they do. I feel like it's not something that I've struggled with as much as on these bikes before, but I do think it's because you have to crank these bad boys over quite a way to get them to turn. So exactly the same thing's happened again, 2 laps in a row. When I come down to a corner like this tight inside, which usually we'd be able to hit pretty fast, you have to crank the bike over so far that your handlebars end up hitting it anyway. There's always a very fine line on this game, because if I was to get the wheels slightly higher on the rut to give myself more room, then you run the fear of the bike just pinging off and pinging over, like it does that weird thing where the wheels come out from underneath you. There's a very, very fine line of going too far or not far enough. But you can see in third person, the handlebars do clearly hit the ground, so it makes sense that I've crashed there. But in first person, it feels like I've got loads of room either side of me still. It might just be an FOV thing. Yeah, something else to get used to. Does anybody else want me to turn the bike sound up a little? Because looking at my audio mixer, the bike is over half of what my mouth is, and I don't want the bike to be too overpowering. Especially when it's on the limiter. I know this is quite a noisy limiter on this thing. The sound is from the Suzuki Factory 450. Turn it up a little bit. I can do that. I can fix that. I'll do that. Turn it up like 3 decibels. It's a little bit louder. I should still be louder than the bike. It's very difficult to try and balance engine sounds with voices. Especially then you get rev limiters come into play, and then if you're on the line with a bunch of other people as well, it gets really, really loud, so it's a hard thing to juggle. Oh. I feel like my handlebars should have hit the ground there, but they didn't. So there's just like a little bit of inconsistency that I'm trying to work out. Okay, I've still got the erode from when I first played this track in there, because I'm running 0 erode right now. See what lines I was taking when I was first learning the track. I don't think I've ever tried like the insides down here properly. I'm just gonna have to double this now, aren't I? Yeah. No, that just feels so much slower than going triple. Not sure how I've survived that. Oh god. I swear, everything that I think I should crash on, I don't, and then everything that I feel like I should survive, I end up crashing on. Let's just go outside. Didn't turn enough. Just stay away from the inside ruts. Seems to be the best course of action. It's so much quicker for me just to rail the outside there than to try and slow down a bit and take the inside line. I'm scared that it's going to take away from the technical aspect of a lot of tracks if people are just then going to end up railing the outsides everywhere. Slow down a little bit more this time so I don't go up and over. See if I can get stopped for the inside here. Oh, tiptoeing. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I feel like you can jet Lawrence your way down that hill and use some of the bigger braking bumps to jump off of to skip some of the smaller ones out. Just check up here, hug the inside, get the yai yeet down the hill. This inside gets you to like square up and then go into the middle, which gives you a really good angle into this right-hander. I like that a lot. How to set the erode to 0? You just drag the slider to 0. If you have no slider, then you must have a UI mod installed, which I would recommend removing, and then you'll be able to see the slider. It's on the same page as when you select the track that you're going to be playing. Right, we're going to stay away from the tight inside again. Let's try rut number 2. Much better. I guess it's just not even worth the risk, I suppose. Just stay clear from the inside ruts. Go back to the middle here again, so we haven't got to go on that inside. Oh my goodness. I think the insides here are pretty bad for speed anyway, especially when you come out of them into a hill. You risk getting some wonky physics. Although, what's this inside like? Not a big fan. Not a big fan. I think outside there's pretty dominant. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Hold on to her, buddy. I'm not going to be riding the KTM 500. We have a title of this stream. We have an idea of what's happening. We're just practicing for nations today. We're not messing around on different bikes or weird and wonderful tracks. We're just doing the tracks that might be chosen for nations qualifying on the bike I'm probably going to end up riding. I am being a sheep by using the KTM, by the way. I'm just going off of what everyone else is saying is a good bike. Mostly because I don't really have the time to sit and test every single one, like, rigorously. So if there's people saying that the bike's good, then it must be good. So we're giving it a go. Max HUD is a UI mod, yes, but it would not affect your... Well, it would not affect you having the road button or not. I'm more on about, like, menu mods if you've got any weird things installed. I feel alright. I feel like I'm getting around this track okay. I've got to remember that I always tend to ride a little bit worse when I'm talking at the same time as playing. You end up having some of your focus and attention taken away, so I think come race time, if I'm not talking the entire time, then we could be even more consistent than right now. Let's try one of these insides. Oh, you just have to slow down so much down the hill, especially where there's basically zero engine braking on these things now. You haven't really got that assist to help slow you down, so I suppose just staying off the brakes and going outside is the move. Not a fan of the Honda, but again, I feel like it might be one of them situations where it's because of the sound. Or no, I'm confusing it with the factory Honda, I think. One of them sounds really, really flat, and I can't remember which one is. But either way, last OEM stream I went through each and every single one of the 450s just to get, like, initial thoughts. And the Honda just, I don't know, I didn't like the turning, didn't like the handling on it. I will say that whilst I'm not going to divulge all of the individual settings on this KTM that I'm using right now... Oh yeah, thank you very much, Gio. I appreciate it. The amount of clicks that have been changed is ridiculous. Like, it's unreal. Like, it's so far away from stock, it's stupid. So it's a little bit odd that we have to change it so drastically for it to feel good. Well, feel good to me. This is just my opinion. Not speaking on everyone's behalf, but for the bike to feel good for me, I've literally had to completely redo the bike. Oh, rest in peace, mate. Thank you, Gio. This game, you know exactly what game this is, you old jokester. We're on a 450. KTM 450. I don't think that's meant to be the line there, like staying on the outside. I think it's meant to be an outside and square up, but the bike kind of falls into the outside on the end very nicely. No idea what lap times you're meant to be running around this track. I can't remember from, like, qualifying times back then. Whoa, that is so loud! Jesus Christ! Why is that loud for me? Oh, Nixie's back. Hello, Nixie. You alright, man? I'll let him read out what he's saying.
Know any tracks that will help me get better? I like rough tracks, but what get really helps me get better.
There's a few different routes you could go down. So Kells has released a lot of good tracks recently, which are good for nations. Like his recent Fox Raceway track has a good amount of rough on it, and lots of ruts. Like there's like 3 or 4 ruts in every corner. So Kells' tracks are good ones to practice on. Alternatively, one thing that I recommend a lot of people do, which I know not everyone's keen for, is to download and play Krakenberg, which is the massive enduro track. Only reason being is there's a lot of... I guess you get everything there. You get really fast speed sections, you get some very, very slow speed stuff, you get hills, you get more technical like rock gardens, and you get an idea of what the bike does in every situation. I done it on this game. I also done it on MX Simulator, tried some enduro tracks on there, and it just helps you understand the bikes a little bit more. So in my personal preference and personal experience, enduro, even if you're not a massive enduro lover, to learn the game is a good way to go, because it throws everything at you, basically. Thank you very much again for being here. I do appreciate you, man. And ran a 137. That's fine then. I'm kind of where I'd expect to be. Actually, I thought I had 41. Ignore me. I'm not where I expect to be. I'm miles off where I expect to be. I say, if I'm like 4 seconds off, that sounds about normal. I have a feeling that this track probably speeds up a little bit when it gets eroded as well, because some of the bumps will get smaller. so you'll be able to carry more speed into the turns. But yeah, it's definitely not 7 seconds worth. Maybe like 1, 2 max. I feel like I'm definitely past the point of trying to be top qualifier though. I think I'm more just try and have a decent race pace guy. Just try and chug away 2-3 seconds off pace all the time. Didn't want to do this. I didn't want to go down to the outside there. Oh god, what's the name of it? I couldn't tell you how it's spelt, but Rubes has an enduro track called Enduro de Hevelenberg, and it's not so much hard enduro, but it's more like trail riding in between trees, like single track, and that's very good for getting your handling up as well, just learning how the bike's going to turn. Oh my god. Go on, send it. Still send it. Yo, yeet. There we go. It's good. There we go. That's another lap. Oh god, I've got such an itchy nose. My nose always itches so much when I'm sitting here trying to record. Let's get this mic out of the way. Make the hair look semi-presentable. That track is St Jean d'Angely. It's the GP of France. Oh, I mean, my ideal there was a 141, so I'm guessing I didn't do a lap without crashing. So if that is the case, I'll take it. I'm very, very happy with that. Also, I'm not sure, last stream that I done, it got demonetized. And I generally don't know if it happened because there was a little bit of swearing in there, or it's because of... Which way do I have to aim? The camera's reversed. It's because of that man's cheeks right there. So we've covered up the cheeks now. So if that was the culprit, they're no longer there. So YouTube, we're PG. Right, we've done Germany. We've done that France. Let's do NA. We'll do the other France. Do you think Rainbow Studios will ever make a decent handling model for their new MX vs ATV games? Legends seems like a step backwards. Not in upcoming years, for sure. Maybe a long way in the future. Who knows? But yeah, I don't see them ever building anything from scratch again. I think they'll just continue to build upon what they've got, and what they currently have, I am not a big fan of. I don't think I can usually see... Can you see, like, in the corners of the screen, just above my rider's arms, his shoulders are, like, glitching into the screen? I swear I can't usually see that. Have I increased my FOV by mistake? No, it's still 115. That's very odd. I can't imagine why... I don't know. Oh, anyway, if I lean back, we can see our G Fuel sponsor. I can see G Fuel sponsorship on my arms there. Wait, is this in... Oh, it's not even in camera view. Why have I done some product placement? There we go. Leave that there in the corner. In product placement, it's not even appearing on the screen. No, I don't follow rugby at all, CSL. I've had a few people coming in talking about South Africa beating England, and I was just like, I don't care. It's not a sport that I follow or care for at all. Hello, Dylan, you're right, man. How's G Fuel? It's really nice, to be fair. I feel like it's one of them things, like, oh, I'm sponsored by it, I have to say it. I genuinely hadn't tried it until I got sponsored, so I asked for sample kits, and they sent me like 8 different flavours, and out of the 8, I think I liked a good 6 of them. The 2 that I wasn't a big fan of, one of them was watermelon, and I don't like watermelon anyway, and the other one was strawberry and banana, but my entire life I've absolutely hated banana with like a burning passion. Banana enjoyers, hella sus. Don't know what's wrong with you. But yeah, I was quite pleasantly surprised by it. It was nice. I've got some more stuff arriving as well. Actually, I've got some proper tubs rather than just like the sample packets. So yeah, I'll be burning my way through that. I will need to remind myself to use responsibly, because I can't be sitting here chugging multiple G Fuel drinks a day. I don't need that much caffeine in me. I think it's 140 milligrams of caffeine in a serving, which I'm not too clued up on numbers of caffeine stuff, but I think Charlie said that it's very similar to what's in a Red Bull. Just got like no sugar and stuff like that, none of the extra crap. How does it taste? Oh, it depends which one you have. They all taste differently. There's like a flavour called Hype Sauce, which is something and lime, which I really enjoy. Which shocked me, because I don't think I've really eaten or drunk much that has lime in it throughout my entire life. So open my eyes a little bit. I'm on a 450 Hemrix. Shall we see? Let's try pushing the limits of this bike a little bit. Let's try and hug like a tight inside on and off camber uphill. Oh, I mean, handled the corner fine. I can't. My bloody nose won't stop itching. Ah. Oh, I feel like I've been snorting the G Fuel rather than drinking it. Jesus. Yes, yeah, I tried Raging Gummy Fish. That was one of the sample flavours. Because I said like that was basically one of the only ones that I knew of beforehand. Because I'm a bit of a Jeff fanboy. I watch all of Jeff's videos. But I do. It's nice. Very, very nice. I'd say that one for me was probably my third favourite out of the ones I tried. It was Hype Sauce was my favourite one. Then the flavour just says PewDiePie. It's just PewDiePie flavour. It tastes of Felix himself. But I think it's cherry related. That was my second favourite. And then Jev's Raging Gummy Fish was my third favourite. Oh my god, what am I doing? This is so off-putting, just having to itch my nose every couple of seconds. No, I've not changed any behind-the-scenes settings. Still run exactly what I've been running for years. Which I want to stick to. I'm a very stubborn person. I don't have to go changing all the main game settings to accommodate a different set of bikes. Especially when I'm switching from OEM to factory. I don't have to go and change my settings constantly. So for important events, I hop on the OEMs and try them a little bit. But when there's like downtime and there's nothing serious coming up, like LAN event or Nations, I spend most of my time on the factory bikes. Handlebars have dug into the inside rut again. Lovely. Oh, God. I'm good, thank you, Lawson. Hope you are as well. There's no way I've quad this. I'm just going to have to scrub it and triple still. Very careful on this inside. It's quite a very tricky inside, that, just because of the braking bumps going into it as well. It's quite easy for it to make you go in a straight line. Stay in that rut. Bike just wants to climb out of it. I think OEMs are still going to be the main aerial. My game's just fucking crashed. Oh my god. Yeah, I think the OEM bikes are still going to be the main aerial ones, which it's fine because they done a poll on my MXB and the OEM bikes won quite convincingly. But in like the public lobbies and stuff that we've done, I've had all OEMs and all factory bikes selected, and we've never had any server issues. So I would still like, or I would at least recommend to them, that they just allow everything. You know, there's always going to be a meta bike one way or the other, what people think is the fastest. So I would like both, but at the moment it's just OEMs. In the description of the stream, there is a website called MyMXB, and that's where all the races go through Noah. So if you want to start signing up for actual events, it's all done through there. I am no good, Jackson. I am no good. As I'm trying to get good. I feel like the mentality at the moment is a little bit better than it has been in the past. I'm in a better frame of mind to try and learn these things. I've definitely cut it a little bit short. I essentially only have 2 days, or less than 2 days, to learn these things before Nations qualifying. But you know what? Better late than never. Yeah, all the factory bikes are the same. They're just different skins. It's just... What I mean is, I think the main reason they don't allow OEMs and factory bikes in the same servers at the moment is because loading multiple bike categories puts more strain on the servers themselves, so they don't want to risk having any issues. But what I was saying is, we've been hosting like 35-man public lobbies with all classes in there, whether it's 125, 250, etc., factory and OEMs, and the servers have handled them just fine. That's one man's opinion, you know? I would like to choose whichever bikes I prefer. But we must follow the rules and ride what we are told to ride. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Prado trying out for Supercross stuff. I don't think he's going to do much, you know. Unfortunately, Europeans, we do not grow up around Supercross like the Americans do now. I feel like Supercross slash any sort of arena crossy type format is brought into the American youth at quite a young age now. So they're all ready for it. So I think it's going to be many, 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 many years before a European comes across and does really, really well in the Supercross scene, just because of how little, I guess, experience they have with it. I mean, Tom Vial done okay in Super, especially since it was his first season. I expected more from him in outdoors. I know it's tracks he hasn't raced on before, but as if you're a rider of that caliber and like you go through like press days and stuff like that, I don't know why. I just expected him to do a little bit better than he did. We'll see. We'll see if it's different for Prado. Yeah, I'm a very casual fan, by the way. I don't keep fully up to date on everything that happens in the motocross world. I just show up on the weekends and turn it onto the TV. Sound mod is from the Suzuki 450 factory bike. I just copy and pasted it into the OEM file. Just wasn't a big fan of what the KTM 450 had from stock. Thought I weren't racing. This is for Nations. I never said I wasn't racing Nations. I feel like I'm stuck in a little bit of a trap at the moment, because I don't... If it was by choice and it wasn't for content or it wasn't for big events, then yeah, I wouldn't ride. But unfortunately, the biggest events at the moment do seem to be on these. And since this is my job, you know, it's a creator perspective, I kind of have to. I'm so scared of hitting handlebars on that inside. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. A little bit sketchy there. I think they're working on the model for the factory KTM. I'm not sure if there's many... I say many. Yeah, I don't think there's any like new model KTMs that are free. And a lot of the factory bikes are free. They paid for some of them out of their own money as well, which is very, very cool. But yeah, it just wasn't ready in time. I wish the parameters that we could edit our cockpit view in were bigger on this game. So I'd love to be like a little bit lower in the cockpit view of the KTM. Even on the lowest setting, it feels like I'm sat quite high up above it. Karting helmet? No, it's just a road bike helmet. It's not specifically for go-karting at all. I used to have a road bike. It's pretty cool. I mean, hang on, let me get the G Fuel sticker out of it. It's got... Oh, I can't even remember how it works anymore. Oh, it's not that. What is it? It's that. It's got like built-in glasses on the inside, which I've pressed a button. Where's the button? Where's the button? Oh shit! Where's the button gone? Oh, button's there. If I press the button, they retract, or alternatively, the full face of it used to lift up. So if you're at the gas station putting gas in, or fuel or petrol, whichever one you want to refer to it as, you can do exactly that. Yes, HJC helmet. You can't, to be fair, you can't use those on like closed circuits or like racing / go-karting because it's open face, or because the face opens. It's not legal to do so. But I do have another full face helmet that I used to use for go-karting. Actually, no, tell a lie. I used to steal my dad's one that he doesn't use anymore because he's got a Jorge Lorenzo replica lid that I used to steal and go-karting him. I just thought it was quite cringy when you'd see people at karting wearing motocross helmets. It just doesn't look right to me. I do have karting gloves and shoes though. I just don't have a full suit. I didn't see the point of spending the money on a full suit. Oh, I've not looked at any of the model swap stuff for quite a while. I might leave it because I'm slowly getting more comfortable with this view, but then once the event's done, yeah, I might mix it up a little bit. The only issue, the thing that I find really, really annoying is the amount of times if I've got any sort of model swap on any bike, even if it's as small as a different bar pad, like even if there's no handguards and stuff, just everybody asks, like, where's the model swap? Where's the model swap? How'd you get it? And it's just a pain in the arse explaining the whole OEM support thing all the time. Yeah, that's fair enough. You know, if I'm not fully against like the rental helmets. I know from like a hygiene perspective, it's not ideal, and usually the visors are just scratched to shit. But no, I know what you mean. If you haven't got something else, then the motocross helmet is fine. I would prefer to use a, what do you even call them? Like, because it's not just road bike, is it? Oh, you know what I mean. Helmet without a peak. No, Oliver, it's a custom setup that someone sent to me, but they asked me not to give it out to the masses just yet. So I'm just keeping it hush-hush for now, but it definitely makes me feel a little bit more comfortable on the bike. So there was a period of time where I struggled to get up and over this quad, and now I can scrub the damn thing on this KTM. It's a very, very fast machine. Oh, careful. We alive. We thriving. We surviving. Oh my god, that was very strange traction. It was like it was gripping and turning me quite sharp to the left, but sliding at the same time. So then my view went weird. So it was like looking further left than it should do. I've gone way too far. Try and ride the back wheel a little bit. Or slide into that rut nicely. The lack of engine braking is so noticeable on hills like that as well. Coming in a bit too hot. Too hot. Oh, I struggle so much in those sharp left rights. I mean, that was a 1:36.2. That felt like a good lap, but it's still 4 seconds off of the fastest I've seen. Ah, hello Cam. Thank you for correcting yourself on the spelling. I think the motocross ones, the peak is just for stopping, you know, mud and rocks coming at you. Just like tilt your head down, to be fair. Might be to stop the sun as well, although I feel like road helmets could probably help, like, be good with a peak, stop that. But no, actually, to be fair, when I had like my first moped, I did use a motocross helmet on it for a while, and if you're going like at a decent speed and you like slightly lift your head up, the wind just gets under the peak and pulls your head up loads, so I can understand why they don't have it. Especially then when you get to like the bigger bikes and you're just cruising along at 70, the legal speed limit. We don't go above 70. Yeah, when you're cruising along at 70, you wouldn't want to peak like pulling your head out of the way. There was a period of time where I had a massive, like, I guess you'd call it like an Elmo, like massive fuzzy Elmo skin that went over the top of my road helmet, like covered the entire thing, had eyes on the top of it as well, and the wind used to get up and underneath that, and that would pull your head about a lot where the wind gets trapped in there. Oh god, how have I survived that? Again, that was another situation that I thought, you know what, front end's definitely going to wash here, we'll just lay it down and it survives. Oh, you know what I didn't look at? Oh, sugar. Oh, boys, I've messed up. So, I know a lot of you don't care. It's not going to be a long rant. Every Thursday, FIFA has something the release is called Marquee Matchup, where it has like the most popular real-life football matches that are coming up over the weekend, and those players in FIFA become a lot more expensive. So for all of this week, I was buying players that would appear for cheap, and I was going to sell them for expensive today when it releases, and it got updated at 6 o'clock, and I completely forgot about it. So hopefully they'll still be kind of expensive when I finish this stream. If not, I've probably wasted a lot of coins. That was a big L from me. Just occupied with other things. Oh, that was nice. Stayed very low. MT-07 is what I used to have. I don't know the exact thing, but it was like a Repsol replica like moped, which was actually capped at 28 miles an hour, not 30, which is just stupid. Like, it was so slow. I then moved up to a CBF 125, which is also a Honda, and then I went to a Yamaha MT-07 after that. And then I just didn't ride it enough to warrant having it, because it's quite a lot on the insurance. It costs quite a lot. So yeah, I just sold it, and I haven't had a road bike since then. My issue, I like going fast. I don't like riding bikes just for the sake of riding them. I like getting a thrill out of them. So if I have a bike that can easily do 150 miles an hour, I will want to go 150 miles an hour. But unfortunately, there's this thing called speed limits, and there's this other thing called other massive metal vehicles on the road that you can crash into. So I feel like I'm a danger to myself a lot of the time, so it's best if I don't ride exceedingly fast bikes. There was rumours that the first day that I got my MT-07, that allegedly I went 133 miles an hour on it. That was whilst running it in, because it was brand spanking new, which I definitely shouldn't have done. But that was allegedly, though. I can't confirm if it did happen or not. It ends up not being worth it. You know, if you make a mistake going that speed, there's a very slim chance that you'll be seeing light again. Oh, if you crash going that fast. So there's, I don't know, risk versus reward. I get the same sense of fun me riding my motocross bike at very slow speeds, like 20-30 mile an hour, because I'm dog shit, as I do going 130 miles an hour on a road bike. So if you weigh up like risk versus like one versus the other, it's probably better to stay on the motocross side of things. Thank you very much, Saren. I appreciate that. No, we're all broskies here, and we're all allowed to be a little bit bromosexual, you know? Just boys being boys, dudes being dudes. Everyone's been far too kind, and the reason that I didn't want to show my face on the net for the longest time, it wasn't because I was uncomfortable with my appearance, because I'm really not, other than the hairline. Hairline's atrocious, that's getting fixed pretty soon. It was more so knowing that there's going to be jokes and memes made by other people, because it's just the internet, you know, it's just what people do, especially since there's like a younger audience mostly, well, here for the most part. But everyone's been very, very kind, which has actually caught me by surprise quite a lot. So, yeah, thank you. Oh. 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 There we go. We're live. Again, I feel like my handlebar would have hit the inside of the rut there, but it just didn't. Oh, that one went. I need to watch that one. That one felt very, very sudden. Oh, you can't call me daddy. That's my girlfriend calls me that. That's sacred. That's for her only. Oh, I suppose that is a bit of a big braking bump there. Yeah, it's probably justified. I'm leaning over whilst coming to a very large braking bump. I mean, I wasn't committed to either route. I was kind of down the middle of them both, so that's fine. We'll let that one off. See, I am gonna get a surgery done at some point. I don't think I can vlog it, to be fair. I feel like it's quite a personal experience doing that. Oh my lord, I hear the noise again. Nixie's back. Will you vlog IRL stream at the LAN event? I'll answer that in like 10 seconds when Brian finishes.
Will you vlog/Earl stream the LAN event?
In my mind, I've not got a proper camera. Like this isn't maneuverable. This connects to my PC and only my PC. It's done by a USB, so I couldn't unplug it and take it wherever. So I just have to use my phone, and it's it's okay camera, but it's not amazing by any means, and the sound's probably awful. But that's probably all I'd do. Is I'd probably just take my phone and record some stuff on my phone. So it'd be a very, very crappy vlog, but it should be a vlog nonetheless. My other thing is, whilst I'm fairly comfortable sitting here talking to my computer, talking to myself basically, and you lot just listen, trying to get it in my head of then doing that surrounded by people is really weird. Like, I've never understood how vloggers can just shut everybody else out around them and not care what people think of them. So I'll definitely give it a go. We'll see how it goes. If you get a video out of me, then cool. If you don't get a video out of me, then you know what. The hair thing is, I could go to Turkey and get the hairline like a couple of grand cheaper than you can in the UK. The UK does like a really good aftercare, so it's like if you go back and you need to top up, they'll top you up a little bit. Sounds like you're topping up phone credit, doesn't it? But if you need a little bit extra done, they will do. If there's any problems with it, they're there to help as well. They supply you with any like medical stuff that you need, whether it's like special shampoos or just product to put in your hair to like help it recover as well. They can do. So it's very tough. It's like you can spend 3,500, 4,000 to get it done in Turkey, or you can spend 6,000 and stay in the UK. It depends what you're into. Depends what you want to spend. 6,000 is a lot of money. I don't care who you are. It's a lot of money to spend on some hair. I don't know whatever bar pad comes stock. I've not changed anything. It's exactly what comes with the OEM bikes. I'm guessing it's just a skin. Like he's changed the skin of it from whatever standard. No, but you got the reference, Ols. You know what I mean. Like the same way that you'd top up a phone credit back in the day. You just top your hair up real quick. Nah, there's no PRs from me today, but I couldn't even tell you what my PRs are. I have no clue what lap times are on these tracks. Once the race is all done for the day, that's it. Lap time's gone out of my head. I'd have to go and check the MyMXB website at past results all the time, which I can't be asked doing that. It's not that deep. Just trying to improve a little bit is all. Hello, Matt. You all right, man? Nah, you've only missed a couple, to be fair. I've not been streaming that much anyway, so it's understandable. Uh-oh. See, I have survived that one. See, I thought that one out of everything that I've done as well. Didn't in a crash, but no, just took it like a champ. Oh, back end sang out. A little bit steezy. A little bit steezy again. Try and make this inside rut. It's very difficult. The entrance to it's kind of like hidden past the apex of the corner. Yeet. No, Nixie is the answer. This is it. But very good news. My girlfriend got a pay rise today, which is pretty epic. Got a 15% pay rise, which is cool. She works in a college, and the entire college got like extra funding from the government, so they kind of spread it out between people. Cool. So that's epic. Very happy for her. Oh, where's Mo? Thank you very much for that. 72 hours.
When's the 72-hour Dono stream coming long?
I think I would die. One thing that I've been trying to get my sleep on track for like the last week in order to then be able to do a 24-hour stream again because my sleep's been so broken up. We're making very slow progress, but it is getting there. Like last night, I think I went to sleep at about 6 AM, but I woke up at 11 and I've not been to sleep since. So if I can slowly keep moving it a couple of hours each day, then I should eventually be in a place where I can do a normal 24-hour stream. But yeah, one is definitely due. It's been well over a month at this point since the last one that I've done. Don't worry, the issue is, like, I've not got that long until I have to go away to Italy as well. So I don't want to completely ruin myself with a 24-hour stream and then struggle surviving in Italy. Then I know I'm probably going to be away probably 2 or 3 times throughout, no, 3 or 4 times, sorry, from November through December, whether it's going to Italy or going to visit my girlfriend over the Christmas break. What's this inside right like here? Ah, that was actually alright. No problem there at all.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Yeah, it's been over a month now, I think. Christmas dono or Christmas special? Oh, I don't know, really. I feel like Christmas dono stream... Part of me feels like it would go well, because it is the season of giving. Then part of me feels like it would go horrifically, because everybody's already spent all of their money throughout November and December buying gifts for their friends and family. So, I don't know. I generally don't know how that would go. It would be nice to stream a bit more throughout December anyway, just because, you know, people are off of school, some people get some time off work as well, so the streams could be popping a little bit more. I know that I'm going away in December at least twice. My girlfriend's birthday is on the 13th of December, so I'll go and see her for a few days around that time, and then also around Christmas time, probably like Boxing Day, actually, like day after Christmas, 1 or 2 days after that, and go see her as well. I always spend Christmas with my family though, so maybe an actual Christmas Day stream, who knows, depends how festive I'm feeling, although I imagine everyone will be busy with their family on Christmas Day. Maybe Christmas Eve. One thing that would be nice to happen is, I haven't spoken to anyone yet, it'd be nice if any of the track creators release a Christmas themed track, because I've been using the same one for like the last 2 years. It'd be annoying to do the same one 3 years in a row. I mean, worst case scenario, we can go and revisit Hurren's, I can't remember the name of it now. Hurren's got a snow track anyway. Avalanche, that's it. Yeah, we'll go revisit Avalanche. Go and re-download the Santa hat for the 3rd year in a row. Well, I don't think the sled, the timber sled mod works anymore. I think there was a period of time... Oh my god, okay. Yeah, there was a period of time where it stopped working. One thing that I'm very interested to see what the attendance is like this year is the Anaheim 1 stream come January time, because the last 2 years that's been my biggest live stream by far. 1 year we had I think 700, the next year we had 800 people tune in for that. Be interested to see if it's gone up or down this year, because it's been a year of highs and lows for this game, I think. Like, some people have fallen out of love with it for changes, but then at the same time there's a lot of new people in the community coming along as well, so I'll be interested to see how it does. Have I done like a proper event yet with Facecam? So you can see how like tryhard my face goes and how into it I get when my nose is basically touching the monitor. I think I've done... No, I don't even know if I have done a factory race with it on. I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah, that'll be interesting. Maybe that'll bring some more people in. Oh, God. Keep clipping my forks, clipping my handlebars, clipping my pegs, clipping everything on the inside. Oh, do you reckon MX Bikes is on people's Christmas list? I don't know. What I do know is I seem to overjump absolutely everything on these things. Oh, front end. Oh, come on, keep going. Keep going. There we go. I've not changed my settings after the OEM update. My settings stay exactly the same. I don't think people should change their settings. I think it just means that you're a little bit uncomfortable on what you use on. Usually just amend my riding to the bikes rather than amending my settings. I was the same on Sim as well. There are people that would have a different like suspension, for example, on every single track, even across separate Supercross tracks. But as soon as I found something that I enjoyed using, I just stuck to it and just changed the way that I played. I don't think I've had one clean lap around here yet, which is annoying because I really, really enjoy Sweden. This was back when I first discovered my love of the old OEM Honda. Had very good races on this track. I think I even topped qualifying, which was a
Hi,
shock.
welcome to Chili's.
Probably the one and only time that I'll legitimately out-qualify skills. If we do get a clean lap in at any point, I might go to my MXB and have a look to see what my qualifying lap time was during this actual event. I'm not going to try the middle right this time, I'm just going to stick to the outside. Lovely, get on the brakes, try and get inside here. I didn't. Bike didn't turn how I wanted it to. Oh my god. Bike's not going forwards at all. It's getting absorbed into the bumps. Uh oh. Oh, this lap's in the bin. This lap's in the mud. I'm alive. I'm not alive. I'm alive. I'm not alive. I'm dead. Rest in peace. 250 is easier than 450, just to ride in general. Lighter and less power. Less things to go wrong for you. And no bike set up today. It's a private one that got sent to me. If it's something that I made myself, then yeah, by all means, but I don't want to share other people's work. Oh my goodness. Hit that chicane so slowly compared to what I used to do. Yeet. Tarsner! Bang off the limit the entire way, because why not? It's the outside light down here rather than struggling to get in the inside. It's okay. It's not amazing. So I wouldn't say that I feel like I've improved massively over the course of this stream. But, you know, it's like it's there. It definitely just needs more practice. But I think my speed for a couple of corners is absolutely fine. I then crash and ruin it for myself. God, I just keep oversteering too much. I've not got the muscle memory down yet of when to stand the bike up. Oh my gosh, I didn't know my back wheel was going to touch the ground that quickly. Try and stay on the high spot in the ruts so we don't jump as far. Nice. Still yet to have a fully clean lap. Careful over the braking bumps. Careful. Careful again. Nice. Don't send this too far. Oh my god. Hold on, dear buddy. Oh, try and make the inside. Fell out of it a little bit. It's not that deep. It's fine. Apparently I'm almost 2 seconds up on my last lap. That feels like a lie. Can I make the inside this time? Turn a little bit tighter. Lovely.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Definitely should have double shifted up into third gear before hitting that straight. Oh my lord, thank you very much, my man. Hang on, I'm on a... I say a burner, it's not a burner, it's just a clean lap for once.
You could do a Spikes giveaway on Christmas or a fun race with prizes.
That's not a terrible shout, actually, doing a little giveaway over Christmas. So now I've done... was it... Damn, has it been a year already since I've done a Track Day giveaway? That's pretty nuts, actually. Yeah, no, that's not a terrible shout. Thank you very much. Who was that? That was Nixie again. Thank you very much, man. I have a feeling that a 133 is not good at all. For some reason. I have a feeling we was in like low 30s or 29s. Let me load up my MXB real quick. Let's bring her up. Bring up the overlay. We'll get the camera out here. Right, upcoming races. Yeah, I mean, oh, for God's sake, I need to log in. One-handed MXBs, definitely possible. I mean, barely any handed MXB is possible. Just ask Mr. Ricky. See if I can find it. MX Bikes Ricky. See if it comes up. God, what's Ricky's channel? I've forgotten it. This is so bad. I'm typing in MX Bikes Ricky disabled. Can't find it. Can't find it. Can't find it. It's fine. It's not that deep. Not that deep. Cassette of 32 is good. I mean, that's all right then. That's not terrible. Right, I'm logged in now. Let's load this up. So if I scroll down, MXBGP, I'll have a look at the European time rather than the NA time, because NA was when we'd already grinded the life out of the track. I think it's just this, isn't it? 2023 MXGP, MX1. Yes, and then Sweden. Uddevalla. Let's have a look. And race groups. One. Oh! Zoom in case you can't see that. 133.9. I beat my qualifying lap. That's cool. Nice, that's very, very cool. I'll take it. Love that. Big W. Rider Yamaha 250 IRL. I am going MX Nations next year, yeah. I'm unsure what exactly is going to happen, but FXR... Well, I've heard through word of mouth that FXR want to do something that involves me, so we'll see what happens. See how she goes. Long way away, thankfully. Lots of time to plan it all, but one way or another, I'll be going. I think I need to mentally prepare myself for like 2 days without any sleep. I'm very sleep dependent. I'm using a PlayStation 4 controller. Just standard PlayStation 4, no extra paddles on the back or anything like that. Just straight out the box, normal DualShock 4 controller. Hello, Fatty Matty, you alright, man? Oh my god, sorry, I'm sorry to go flying off the track here. Looking at we've been going for almost an hour and a half already. Damn, time flies. Time flies when you're having... I was going to say having fun. Time flies when you're having an okay time. Oh, thank you very much, Nico, for the $10. What's up? Have roughly 80 hours now in Bytes. Thanks for showing me this game. Keep up the awesome content. Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying it. That is the most important thing, and I'm very glad that you enjoy the content as well. Thank you for being here. This is when I've already read it, and then probably in about a minute, 2 minutes, the actual notification will pop up on the stream saying that it's been done. I don't know, there's such a massive delay sometimes. I really don't get it. Yeah, I mean, switching controller anytime is going to ruin you. It's the reason why I'm still on PS4. It's just what I learned the game on. My other controller... Oh, come on. My other controller, this one, kind of broke-ish, so now we've got number 2. So, exactly the same thing. Didn't really fancy changing it at all. No pubs tonight. I just wanted to really focus on practicing by myself without too many distractions other than the stream. Practice on this bike. The bike is KTM 450, it's the OEM bike, and I'm practicing on some of the GP tracks, which are possibly going to be used for the MX Bikes of Nations qualifying. So that's why that's all working. There you go. Nico's donation came through now at last. I'll finish this lap off and then we'll have a look at another track. I think we haven't done Turkey yet. Turkey's another one that's on the list of them 6 tracks that it could be from. Now, thank you very much, Alexa. It's alright, she's not listening to me. I've got one on my desk. I played a tiny bit of Sledders the other night. Not messing with it too much. Every time I feel like I've got the steering down, it reminds me that I haven't. And I really struggle on hills as well. Going uphill really throws me off. Oh, too many hours. Too many hours, Barry. I've got like 2,800 now. Definitely getting on a bit. Gonna have to buy a second account. Pretend that I've got a lot less than I do. There we go. That was that lap. Let's go. Let's go to Turkey. Not just for my hair, to get my hair done, but to play MX bikes as well. I haven't... hang on. Oh. I just realised that I have not replied to future Mrs. Lynn's in like an hour and a half. No, more than an hour and a half. To almost 2.5 hours. Rest in peace. There we go. That's that done. Yeah, I'm talking about my girlfriend, and I've got this specimen of a human on my screen. We do it. I was very happy, by the way, with how I changed it. So when you highlight over it, it goes extra gay in the background, not just normal gay. You've got to be giga gay. Got to back up the rainbow people. Matthew, any events go through the MyMXB website. So in the description of this live stream, there should be a link to MyMXB, and it just shows all of the upcoming races. A lot of the information around the official outdoors and indoor series isn't fully released just yet, just because it's still a work in progress. But yeah, Supercross starts in January time, so you got some time. Yeah, Lethal. Someone sent me a setup for this KTM, which is night and day difference from stock. Like it's changed so much. There's so many clicks different from standard settings, and it makes it feel so much different and just a lot more. I want to say like bearable to ride. I definitely don't still feel comfortable on them at all, but definitely better than I was the other day at least. I thought I should probably put some effort in since I have to try and qualify for our country in 2 days' time. You just sign up for the races on MyMXB. There's no like prerequisite. There's no requirements. You haven't got to be a certain speed or anything. You just sign up for whatever races you want, and then turn up on the day. And if you qualify, you qualify. If you don't, then it's like better luck next week. Oh, thank you very much, Pritch. Hang on.
Been really fortunate with the tips on our Pepperty website. Wanted to share the love. Keep grinding.
No worries. Thank you very much, my man. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The sound mod is I've copied over the sound from the Suzuki 450, the factory one. I just copy and pasted the sound files into this bike. I thought since I ride that factory Suzuki bike quite a lot, it would add a level of familiarity to the bike for me, so I kind of know what the bike's doing in the individual rev ranges. It seems to be helping so far. Oh, can I still get the triple after messing that up? Got him. Oh, barely. I messed up a little bit there. No, the races on MyMXB don't cost anything. The only time it would cost money is if it's on tracks that cost money, but the actual races themselves are free. You haven't got to pay anything for the races. See how this thing handles like the slightly choppier bumps. It's one thing that I feel like I've been struggling with a lot recently, is particularly like steeper bumps or ones that are quite close together. I think the bike doesn't absorb them well enough. I feel like it turns like just a plank of wood, so you pogo forwards and backwards over them, it doesn't absorb them. I need to get off the limiter so much. It's such a bad habit I've developed since hearing this rev limiter sound. I just like it so much. Turn into Barsha, just bang it on the limiter everywhere. Oh, it's alright, we're live. Uh-oh. That's fine. I'll be inside here. Nice. I'll still get over that double, no problem. I want to go middle right here because I want to jump off of this, because then when I get into this rhythm, you end up doubling out at the end. You haven't got a single out. And I can take this line to cut down here, which then lets you cut down to this inside, which I believe is faster. I've missed the middle right here 2 laps in a row, which is annoying because I think it saves you a lot of time. Oh, look, we're going so fast I can scrub the massive triple. I was having to stretch that thing out during the actual races here. And stretch it out from the middle as well, not scrub it from the inside. Yeah, I definitely think these things have stepped up in terms of their speed. Oh my... I got a bit confident. They had to remind me that I was not confident anymore. No, I tried the setup that Cam sent me, and I still just couldn't get around the track on it. Hated it. But yeah, one of my lovely subs slid in the Discord DMs and sent it in. Most of the time, I don't try the random setups that people send me, just because I get sent a lot of them. But yeah, I thought, since I'm so down bad, I'll give it a go, and yeah, I tried it out, and it's absolutely fine. The only thing they'll give away is it's been made very, 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 very soft. Like, extremely soft. But for some reason, it seems to handle a bit more how I'd expect it to. There's a couple of downsides to it for sure. Like, if there's a particularly sharp bump, it will essentially run out of travel, so the back end will like kick up quite heavily. But I would rather take that negative impact to feel better in the corners and everywhere else. You know, one thing that I haven't even considered trying yet, which probably sounds quite obvious if I mention it, I haven't tried just riding around the track at like a normal speed and then slowly increasing my speed to get comfortability. I'm just trying to go out and go fast everywhere. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh, rest in peace. Hello Nitro, you right, man? I can show you an example of what I mean actually when it comes to suspension, because this happened to me last night when I was practicing on it a little bit. I have changed it a little bit now from what it was. Like, I've stiffened it up a tiny bit from how soft it was. How much of this game do you think is knowing the track? I'm 300 hours in, and on a track I don't know, I may as well be 10 hours. Depends what sort of tracks you're playing, to be honest. If you play a lot of just like forest or stock tracks, then when you move over to other like DLC tracks, say DLC, you know what I mean, custom tracks, then you're going to struggle a lot more just because they do tend to be more difficult anyway. But yeah, once you learning a track is half the battle. I definitely think muscle memory and learning the bikes can get you so far, but you do have to learn the tracks as well. It's hard just to hop onto any track and be fast. So yeah, what I was trying earlier is, so this bump right here that I'm looking at on the outside, it's not the most sudden bump in the world. It's not like super steep, but the suspension was so soft that when I hit it and my back wheel hit it, it essentially, as soon as it hit it, just kicked me that way, and I went over the handlebars down this hill because it just ran out of travel, like it compressed fully straight away. So that's the only kind of downside that I'm finding on it at the moment. But everywhere else, I feel like it handles fine. But yeah, that one instance there of being kicked over the handlebars on the seemingly innocent bump is why I've done a couple of clicks stiffer than what I was running. A little bit more before the last update, I would say, Julius. I'm trying to be more positive about them as well, Lethal. Mostly from the reason that we have to ride them at the moment, for whether it's MX of Nations or it's out. I think it's set in stone now that we're going to be using OEMs for Supercross. I would love for it to be open to everything, so all bikes are there, you can just ride whatever you want, but I don't think that's going to be the case, which is why I'm trying to have a more positive outlook and ride them more. If that wasn't the case, and it was open to everything, I do think I would still heavily just ride factory 99% of the time, just based on feel, just based on preference. I do end up losing out though if I disregard them completely, because if I wasn't even to show up for Nations or show up for Supercross because it's on these, that's just such a massive part of content missing from my channel. Yeah, and IM1's been the biggest event or biggest live stream that I've had on the channel in both the last 2 years. It was the biggest one each year. So I definitely don't want to miss it. Oh, hold on, everybody. Back end was sliding out a little bit there. I still, if you was to slap me on the qualifying race right now, I still couldn't see myself beating Aiden at all. I still don't feel like I've got that level of speed or consistency yet, but I'll probably play a little bit tomorrow as well throughout the day. There's no point doing it on Twitch, to be honest, Vector. And my community is here. I've got like 300 followers on Twitch, maybe. So there's no point dragging everybody all over the place. I think that, to be fair, the reason in the past was because you couldn't multi-stream. Like because I'm partnered on Twitch as well. Like it's in your contracts, like in the rules and terms and conditions, you can't stream on both. But I know they changed that recently. I've not read into it fully, but I believe that's what they've done, is that you can now multi-stream. That's why I didn't in the past. And maybe I'll try and multi-stream again. It just depends if my internet can take it as well. But yeah, I'd rather open up the doors to 58,000 people on YouTube than 300 on Twitch. I know that you've got the whole discoverability thing on Twitch, but realistically, how big is the MX Bikes community on Twitch anyway for people to discover you? If you're playing a game like CSGO, where there's millions and millions and millions of people that watch, then yeah, by all means, you might get discovered randomly, but I don't think there's that many people on Twitch just searching for new Twitch MX Bike streamers. So yeah, that's why I'm here. I don't know about the whole mixing thing, because so that there's two reasons outside of what you said there that I can think would be the only reasons why, and one of them is how the server handles multiple bike packs. But I've hosted a couple of public lobbies with 35 people in there with all of the OEM bikes and all of the factory bike classes, and it's handled it just fine. And the other one was they're becoming a meta bike. Like, say, for example, there's one OEM that's massively better than all the others, or one factory bike that's massively better than all the others. I could see that being a reason. But then we have a meta bike every year anyway. Like, it already seems like the meta in 450 is KTM. Same as last year, it was Honda or Yamaha. But yeah, I don't see those two being valid reasons. And I still think the packs will progress at their own speeds anyway. I mean, both teams seem fairly passionate about what they do, so I wouldn't have thought it would affect it too much in that regard. But I do have to understand as well that we are at the mercy of what each individual series host wants to do. So if they want it on one bike or the other, then we ride one bike or the other. I think there's definitely pros and cons of both. Like, you can get away with over jumping or casing like massive flatlands on the OEM bikes a lot better than factory. The OEM bikes handle flat corners a lot better than the factory bikes do. And then I think the factory bikes are a little bit better for scrubbing jumps and a little bit better in ruts. So they definitely both have pros and cons. That's in Nationals. I haven't tried them both too much in Supercross. But I feel like the 450 class would be pretty even because of the pros and cons. But 250s, yeah, I think factory 250s are just so much faster than the OEM ones. So I can see why that class would be an issue. That's fair enough, and I know that nobody wants to make enemies, and everyone keeps it nice and friendly on the surface. But I definitely do still feel like, in the back of people's minds, whether you're on the OEM team or if you're on the factory team, you want to be the better bike pack anyway. Like, regardless, I know it's all well and good people saying like, yeah, we can encourage people to ride whatever they want, but everyone like wants to make the best thing that they can. I tried Erne earlier, Landon. Erne, I'm guessing you're asking it from the Nations race being on Erne, but the actual qualifying for it can be on a couple of different GP tracks, including this one as well. So I'm just cycling through those. And when it is on Erne for the actual event, it's going to be on a new Erne, so there's no point like grinding out the current Erne super hard. You know, I'm comfortable-ish around it. Oh, rest in peace. So I mean, I'll load up Erne now anyway. May as well give it a little bit of a go. Do you think? Well, one thing that I've been struggling with recently in regards to tracks is they feel quite small now on the bikes. I feel like the bikes are so fast that you massively overjump everything all the time. But then you run the issue of if you then scale up the tracks because the bikes are fast, then we're just going to be going faster everywhere anyway because the corners are going to be bigger and the ruts will be bigger and the jumps will be bigger. So it's probably quite hard to balance the size of the tracks. It's also then hard to balance OEM. It's also hard to balance 250 bikes and 450 bikes on the same track as well and have a good experience on both bikes. Petition to have the MX of Nations in the rain, please. That'd be nice. That's the only time I actually ride well in this game anymore, is in wet conditions. Everyone else seems to really struggle, and then I somehow manage to do okay. Oh, okay. Carry on. It's the first time that's happened to me there. I don't know any teams recruiting. I don't care much for teams on this game. Just kind of do my own thing. I've got the sponsors in my name and that's it. 327's nice enough to send me gear updates from time to time. He makes some bikes for me. Happy days. I don't think teams mean anything other than skins. Usually you just want to play the game with people that you get along with. So the only two teams I've been on this game, I say two, it's kind of three, but it's the same people, was Mook Creation / Mook Monster, so just Chicken's team for a couple of years, and then just recently the FXR stuff. But even being on FXR, I still talk to the same people that I talked to when I was on Mook Creations anyway. So yeah, I don't think it changes much at all. It's just a couple of letters at the end of your name, at the end of the day. Yeah, factory bikes, you can download them. Just Google MX bikes, factory bikes, and they'll be the first link that come up. Oh, I do have a little bit of a funny FXR story, by the way. So with this LAN event that we're going to, there's going to be like special jerseys made for the people that are competing. So you know when you see like CSGO majors, for example, they've got like their team jerseys on. It's going to be like a similar vibe of that. So we're all wearing jerseys with our names on the back, which is quite cool. But then I had the query of, is it mandatory? Because obviously I've got the FXR sponsorship, and in my contract it says like rider will only compete in events using FXR gear. So then I was like, oh, well, how's that going to work out then? So what I've done, and it sounds like if you don't wear the jersey, they'll be like, okay, it's fine, you're not playing. So they're very strict by it. So what I've done is I've messaged my, I guess, guy that I email, FXR, being like, you know, is there any like hats or is there bags or like trousers that I could wear maybe to represent the brand as well? Because I think they're pretty set in stone about this whole jersey thing. And then I got an automatic bounce back saying he's away on vacation. So I'll have to wait and have to see how that goes. I'm not too sure what's going to be happening there. Hello, Max. You're right, man. Nice to have you back. Yeah, we're doing well. We're doing all right. Thank you very much, Trevor. We're doing good. I just got to Division 1 last night, Adam. I grinded a little bit more last night before rewards came out today. Yeah, I got to Div 1 last night. Don't really have any desire to grind it to Elite Division now, because you have to get 6 wins in a row to progress to the next milestone. It's gross. And there's only one milestone, so you get 6 wins. If you get 6 wins in a row, you get to the middle of the rank, and then you need to get another 6 wins in a row to get to Elite. And it's like, ugh, that just sounds like such a stressful grind. I've got two bikes in real life, neither of which I ride very often. One is a 2021 Yamaha 250 4-stroke, and one is a 2008 Yamaha 125. The old girl, the old dinosaur. I don't follow esports like strictly, but if I'm sitting here in the evening and not doing much, if there's like a CS:GO event on, I'll watch it. Sometimes if there's a Rocket League event on, I'll watch it. Outside of those two, there isn't really anything that I tend to watch or keep up with esport-wise. There's a couple of gambling websites in the UK that you can bet on CS:GO matches, so I used to do that fairly often. But I've stopped doing it again. I go through stages of gambling a lot and then not at all. I'm quite an addictive person, so once I start, I have trouble stopping. Ends up being a slippery slope when you're awake at 4 AM on your phone on betting on random football teams from Slovakia. And it's like, damn, I'm down horrendous, so yeah, I have to tell myself to stop. I've not ridden any more than 10 times this year, I don't think. Raced once. It was quite nice to get back behind the gate. It made me realise how awful my stamina was. A lot of the time it's not stamina in terms of like cardio, it's more so just the arm pump that I get. And oddly enough, my arm pump gets better in every race that I do in the day. So when I go out for practice / qualifying in the morning, I'll do like 1.5 laps and my arms will be solid. In race 1, I'll do like 3 laps and my arms will be solid. Race 2, I'll do 4, etc. So it gets better throughout the day once the body then adapts to it and flushes it out of the system. So it's just a case of having to ride more. Unfortunately, the whole time growing up, you know, going through schoolboys and everything, classes, my dad's been my mechanic. He always has been. I'm quite a book smart person. I'm not a very practical person. I've never had any interest or probably wouldn't know how to do anything in terms of engines or mechanical. So he's just always been my mechanic growing up. He's quite OCD, so he wants things done in a very certain way as well. So kind of relied on him quite a lot, and now he's got his own life. He has his road bikes that he goes out on the weekends and has fun with. So it's quite hard to just go like, hey Dad, can we go riding this weekend, please? So I know I'm a 27-year-old, but can you put off doing what you want to do this weekend so we can go motocross? I'd have to buy a van as well, because he's got a van, but it's a work van, so he wouldn't want me on the insurance just in case anything goes wrong. You know, that's like his livelihood. If he can't get to work, he doesn't earn any money, you know? No, I was going to save this story for a video, but I thought, you know what, whilst we're in a little bit of a quiet time, we may as well do a little bit of Lynn's lore, I guess. So, all of my life, for whatever reason, what's the best way of wording this without me sounding like a complete weirdo? You know that feeling that you get when someone scratches cutlery on a plate, or if someone scratches like a ruler on a desk or a whiteboard, like chalk on a whiteboard, you get that screech, and it kind of makes you like recoil and curl up inside yourself. For whatever reason, my entire life, I get that exact same feeling at the sound of Velcro, to the extent where it's not even just the sound of Velcro, it's if I think of the sound of Velcro. So right now, my head is hurting because I'm thinking of it. The best way to explain the pain is that exact same feeling that you get when you scratch like a ruler on a desk. It's quite a sharp pain, isn't it? This one is a little bit more fuzzy and it's prolonged. It's not like, oh, like that and it's done. It's prolonged, so it carries on and on and on. And to the point where it is actually really painful just to even think about a noise. I have no idea how the thought of a sound can cause you pain in your head. And it's like, it's not like a headache in the forehead. It's like right in the center of my head, like in the middle of my brain, that it hurts. And I'd tell people, like, if people had Velcro shoes when I was younger, I'd be like, oh, don't do that. I really don't like the sound of it. So they'd just sit there opening and closing their Velcro like absolute pricks because they know it's annoying, but they didn't understand the feeling. And I got a random, like, I don't know why, I got a random idea to, you know what, let's Google it the other day. And a lot of people online are saying it's something called misophonia, although when I've looked at the symptoms of it and the sounds that it relates to, it doesn't really correlate like for like. But essentially what misophonia is, it's a form of OCD or GAD, so obsessive compulsive disorder, or general anxiety disorder. And what it is your brain, usually the electric impulses that your brain sends to your body if it detects pain or if you hear a sound or anything like that, the brain can't do that properly for that certain sound, so it sends pain rather than audio. So that's fine, I understand that. But yeah, I don't see anywhere where it says specifically for things like Velcro. It says it for things like people chewing, or, you know, rulers scraping on desks, or cutlery scratching on plates. Don't see it for Velcro anywhere. And that also describes sharp pain rather than like a fuzzy, prolonged pain that I have. But I just thought it's so weird to have the sensation of even thinking about a sound, not even audibly hearing it, causing you physical pain. It's very, very strange. But yeah, that's a little bit of Lynn's Law. So I saw Aiden saying that he's going to wear Velcro shoes at the LAN event. I will be wearing earplugs the entire time. I will be staying away from these individuals. I've not used the OEM 125 since they were updated, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know, Michael. The track is Ernay. It's the MXGP of France. It is a paid track. It's on the store. One thing that made me just label it as that misophonia thing is a lot of the, I guess, symptoms you could say or reactions to it is you feel like genuine rage when you hear the sound. Like if someone does it, it's like you want to punch them. Like you get pissed off instantly with them. And I get that when I hear Velcro at someone's sound, it's just instantly like I get in a bad mood. There you go. Self-diagnosis with Lynn's. Then I Google that, you know, I've got a bellyache, and it's like, oh, you've got cancer. There you go. Never self-diagnose on Google. Never a good idea. You know you're in the trenches as well when your Google results take you to like Reddit pages where people are trying to describe their own experiences. And it's like, yeah, that kind of sounds like what I feel, but then kind of doesn't as well. My next stream is probably going to be on the 28th, so on Saturday, because I'll be streaming trying to qualify for MX Nations. Probably getting very annoyed because it probably won't go too well, but we'll try. We'll try our best. And I think we're coming up on the 2-hour mark here, so very sorry to do this, but I think it might be that time of the stream again where I have to say goodbye to you all. The time is currently 10:30 PM. So I'll be going to bed in like a couple of hours, I reckon. Nicely enough, I haven't got to sit and edit a video this evening like I always do. I've done it earlier in the day. I thought I'd be a little bit productive. But if you wasn't here for the start of the stream, definitely recommend you check out tomorrow's video because it involves 2 different camera angles, not just this one right here. And it's just an interesting concept, something a little bit different, but something that I feel like we can build upon quite nicely. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys can check it out and then give some thoughts and feedback on what to do in the future. So yeah, I'm sorry if anyone's just arrived. Sorry, Shield Dog, you're gonna have to rewind the stream and start from the beginning. But I'm gonna love you and leave you. I will see all of you beautiful people hopefully on Saturday for qualification. And thumbs up. We'll do the Reaper doc. There you go. You can screenshot that if you want. Goodbye.